Okay, good morning everybody. We are on a new project over here in West Seattle. This is an oddball, okay? So there's a lot of weird stuff going on this job. I'm going to turn this camera around and show you what's going on and show you the hodgepodge we have here of a floor. And it's going to be beautiful when we get done, but it's not going to be, it's not going to have a lot of continuity to it. So here we go. So this is an old top-nailed floor, probably original with the house. You know, this is an old West Seattle house, probably built in the 20s or 30s. So this is an old top-nailed floor. You can see somebody did some repairs in it here, and they used red oak to splice into the white oak. So this area here is new, and it had so many little repairs, and I don't think I have any of that on camera. We did that a couple of months ago, actually. And we tore it all out and brought it up to height and just installed solid 3/4 inch tongue and groove white oak to match the most of this, which is white oak here. And out in this room here, which we are not doing, so it's going to have a blend mark, which is not going to blend very well, going into that part of the house. So they moved the cold air return, so we cut in a cold air return right here and put that in the floor. Then you come into this room here and it switches to Hemlock. So here we have a Hemlock floor that we are going to sand and refinish. And you know, you can see it's got these little circles and things that are probably not going to disappear. And it's got a repair over here where they actually used fur to repair a Hemlock floor. That's why it's red and the other flooring is kind of brown. So that's what we have going here. We come into the kitchen area here and we transition again, and this is probably an addition, and somebody didn't know the difference between red oak and white oak, so we have white oak top nailed going to a red oak 3/4 inch tongue and groove out in the kitchen area here. And you can see Charles is underway here sanding and finishing this area. So we're going to sand and finish this and give it our standard 3 coats of finish. And I am working on this staircase. Hey, what do you say we set this up and watch Charles sand for a while? There. So we're nice and tight along that edge. We're tight all the way around that sheetrock. And our ends of the stairs have a nice even reveal all the way down. We're going to use the multi-head on this one. Get it as flat as we can. We're going to hit it with the 120. With this baby. And we're done. Ready for a coat. Okay, so that job has a funny transition I need to make. I'm going to make it out of this old stair nosing. I have an 1/16 here. I need 3/16 deeper, so I'm going to add a little piece onto the bottom. I'm going to cut this at a back bevel so that it can snub into that tile the way we have it there without interfering with all the other junk going on. Then reduce it down. So I'm just going to whittle away on this thing until I get something that I like. It's definitely an oddball, but I think it'll work. Okay, I've got this last little piece of trim to fit in here. You can see what I've got going on. It's all wanky down here, so that's why I have this weird under bevel I put on this trim piece. All right, let's see how this thing fits in here. And that is a pretty good transition for that up into that tile. Okay, Charles is gonna do a little cleanup action. I'm gonna go mix up some schmoo in the van and we're gonna coat this thing. Okay, we are all cleaned and ready to start coating this floor. So we have okay, Charles is pulling out the last couple strokes on this floor. Looks pretty darn good. Okay, so here's that little cold air return that we're putting in that floor we're working on over there. So I am going to coat this, and I have enough finish here. I'm going to blow it out. Get all the dust out of there. Then I have this tray here that I made that I use for coating cold air returns, or if I have a bunch of vents, I'll lay them out in here. But you can see this thing has a lip around it, so I can totally flood this thing. And the way this works, pretty simple stuff. Not brain surgery, but it really helps to coat them, get it at least on the seal coat, to get it down inside all these little holes. Very difficult to brush that on there. I got my brush all cleaned up, and I've got this leftover glitzer here. I've got about a half a gallon of extra, a little more than I like to have extra. But anyway, I can pour this right down inside all these little holes. You see that? You're not going to get any better coverage than that. You just can't get it. Then you pull that, oh shit. Slipped out of my hand. You pull that up like that, let it drain through. One thing good about a big tray like this, doesn't make too big of a mess. Okay, then I'll just let that drip dry like that for a minute. Okay. Okay, so this dripped in a tray for a little while, then I'll set it right down on these paper towels. Take my brush and I will straight stroke that a little bit, make sure I have good coverage. There. and let that drip, and then I'll pick it up off of that paper towel, let it drip into that paper towel, and I will capture all of this old finish right back into that bucket. If I have another job coming up in a day or so, I can actually use that finish and mix it with some other stuff. But any more than a day or so, and I just got to let it solidify and throw it away. Okay, so after about 10 or 15 minutes or so, I'll pick this thing up off of there, and I'll just set it on a couple of boards to just dry. All the finishes pretty much drip through into these paper towels. And I just throw them away. Okay, good morning everybody. We are here. It's Thursday morning, the final day of this project. We are going to go ahead and screen this out and get it prepped. Okay, the inner coat abrasion, we're just going to use a screen. If you've watched any videos, you know what we're doing here. So this is a 120 grit screen that's very well used. It's probably about a 320 grit. So we lay that down, center my buffer up over it, turn on my vacuum, go baby. When you're doing this inner coat, the screening in between coats, you don't want to spend a lot of time on this. You want to go across it pretty quickly. You don't want to sand through the sealer. You just want to break off the fuzzy tops. Okay, this is Wanda. We're going to put Wanda to work right now. Okay, time for a little wiper downer action. Okay, I'm getting ready to coat this floor. I'm just going to set this thing on fast motion, get busy. Okay, Charles just getting ready to pull out of that doorway. I'm gonna clean up our mess. Stairs look great going down. Not too shabby. Nice looking white oak staircase. A couple of last finishing touches here. We're gonna caulk this big gap at the back door here. We dug out all the old, they had it caulked with white caulk, but we are going to caulk it with some tan. Okay, we are on the final on this little project over here in West Seattle. This is the job that has a lot of stuff going on, so I'll turn around, show you the finished product, and we're gonna get out of here. Okay, so here's that Hemlock floor. You can see that row of nails in there. It's a very worn out floor, but you know, it looks pretty good. It's got another 20 years on it. Got the closet doors back up, got the doors back in. Coming into the new white oak, #1 white, where we installed new. We cut in this header, put this little new section in where it was really all torn up, and moved that and put in that new cold air return. I built that little transition, fabricated that, and installed that nice transition going up into the tile, which is actually an 1.25 inch rise, which is very high. Okay, and then it's got the header that we put in here and connects to the old top nailed floor in the dining, which is something that we don't really think it was good, but we would have liked to have done this all in brand new flooring and made the whole thing really nice. But it's as nice as it can be for what it is. So right there you can see at that doorway going into the kitchen, we have a red oak transition into a #1 or select grade red oak in here. So this goes into the little eating nook area. And then we have these stairs that we did. We're not finishing these stairs out, as I mentioned when I was installing them. These are being done by their finish carpenter. They're gonna come in and do some risers and some other things and a little hand railing going up, so the stairs are all in. So that is pretty much a wrap on this job. If you see anything you like, hit that subscribe button. We could always use your support. Thanks for watching.